Thanks for staying with us. So I'm going to continue the conversation.
Okay, yeah. So for every partnership, for any partnership to be successful, compromise and negotiations must come into play. But then at what point do you say, you know what, I've compromised enough? Especially when one partner is being pushed or realizes that they're the ones that are constantly compromising. At what point do you say, no, it's enough?
One of the things that we need to develop is to develop friendship with our spouse. One of the greatest joy you will ever have is you marry someone that you have a friendship with. Because there are things you gist with your friends about that you may not be able to talk to your spouse about. But when your spouse is also now a friend, it creates a leveling environment. What is a tension discussion in other relationship? In your own relationship, it's not a tension discussion. It's a discussion that you look. So when you are communicating, I've said, okay, I don't think I've said that today, but the causes of relational crisis, the top 5 causes is communication, sex, money, third parties, and unrealistic expectation. I believe that the number 1 key to success in a relationship is communication. There is no problem we cannot solve except a problem we cannot discuss. All the wars in this world, they will still come to the table. So when you talk about pushing boundary, what was the communication? There must be a communication. Babe, you know, based on this now, I have to do this. Can you take up this now? In the next 1 or 2 years, this will happen, this will happen. Then we are communicating. Oh, I'm going for school. You guys have to stay alone. I'll be in the UK, but you know, I cannot afford to be bringing you. Maybe I will come once, you will come. You know, it's communication. So you cannot say you are giving sacrifice. They are pushing you. What was the discussion in all those points? If there has been communication, it will never get to a breaking point. It gets to a breaking point because there was no communication. Somebody is taking somebody for granted and somebody is being foolish.
Sir, please, do you believe in divorce? Because I believe in both holy books. There are grounds for divorce.
So
at what point would you be pushed to the wall for you to say, okay, I've had enough. I need to love myself. I need to be with myself.
I don't believe in divorce. I don't believe divorce is the best thing for anybody to experience. Because many times the way people push marriage is as if, oh, I can have a choice to just get out of there. No, I don't believe in divorce. I believe in the Bible. The Bible gives room for divorce. Because as far as God is concerned, there is no Mr. and Mrs. in heaven. You come to God as an individual, the other person comes to God as an individual, the two of you meet yourself, and marriage is here on earth. When you get to heaven, you still appear before God on your own. So God, in his love, in his magnanimity, has now provided a way to protect his children. So God was the one that brought up the issue of divorce and separation by himself. He's the one that created marriage, and he brought it up to say, come. In the Old Testament, he saw how his daughters were being treated. And he said, no, you cannot treat a human being like this. You cannot say because somebody cook food, the salt is not good, you just throw them out, and then you don't give them liberty to continue their life. So if you want to do that, give them a bill of divorce so that they will be free from you. They can be free to move on with their life. Then in the New Testament, when he brought it up, he said, look, you have heard it said before. He said, but now I say. And he now established that he wants you to be together, but there are 4 reasons that can give room for you to exit that relationship. And he listed the immorality, and even the immorality is subject to your ability to forgive. It's not that because somebody committed adultery, you don't know. You can forgive and still move on, and there are a lot of people that have been able to do that. And then we list when an unbelieving party departs. So if someone no more believes in the marriage and decides to leave you, you are free to move on with your life. Do you understand? So those are things. So like I want to go to your domestic violence. You see, please let's listen to there are laws that govern life. When you were born, you had life, the law of life. When you got born again, you became saved, the law of redemption. When you got married, you became married, the law of marriage. All these laws supersede each other. The law of life is superior to the law of redemption. The law of redemption is superior to the law of marriage. So if marriage will ruin your redemption and ruin your life, then you need to look for a way to ensure that you deliver yourself. Because God doesn't want you to be in a place where you will be killed and destroyed and then you end up missing heaven. And then when I say that the law of life is superior to the law of redemption, it simply means that the very minute you become saved, your life becomes a new life. Do you understand now? So your life is no more the life you had before. Your redemption is now your life because you are living a new kind of life that is superior to that other life that you had before you came into Christ. So you understand that. So once you are in a relationship and it's an abusive relationship, it's a relationship that is detrimental to your life, then you need to now separate, not divorce, to go and seek help so that there can be reconciliation. And if there is no reconciliation, you move on with your life.
We have comments on social media. We have to wrap up. Any comments? I'm sure we have.
We have a lot. We have. I am both. Okay. So many. Your Oyimbo woman don't frustrate. Okay, they are just painful. I found out my husband is gay. Okay, we don't use the swear words. I will expose him. What is not good is not good. People look at him as a man of God. You're not deceiving God. That's Adejoke Kezim. Another one says that they joke a lot, so yes. I don't want to read it. I'm a millennial.
Obasa Deborah says, how can someone discern if a man is gay during courtship?
I'm a millennial and I don't live by the rules you guys set for yourself. I set myself as priority number 1. That's Antnam. And then, okay, I am both.
Okay, we have to wrap up, unfortunately. But, sir, I know this gay issue kept coming up, and that's why I kept trying to read it. It's a conversation. It's a global conversation, not just here. And I don't know how the Christian or even the religious institutions are managing it. Because people are coming to the realization that, okay, maybe I'm not heterosexual. Maybe that I am naturally gay. And it's hard for Nigerians to understand it because it's even illegal in this part of the world. But these are real issues and people are having to face it. So I don't know if there's a way the church or the youth coaches are planning to help Nigerians navigate this system.
Now, you see, because of time, when she said that, how do I know if a man is gay before I marry that? I was like, there is a way to know this. You see, it's because we don't
They tell us not to sleep with them before the marriage.
Nobody's talking about sleeping. Look, I have what I call the 101 common sense consideration. Before you get married, there are many people that you give because we have a premarital class that you go through. And that's the solution to many of these things. Once you give the man his own, he will feel it. You give the woman her own, she will feel it. By the time you bring the two of them together, many times the relationship does not continue. Because the things they are not willing to talk about is in a form. It's just yes, no. There are a lot of tests, psychotomic tests that you will feel. By the time you see results, it will seem as if the person is a prophet that came up, that grew up with you. So there are solutions to all those things. All this issue of gay or whatever, I'm a pastor. I've seen all kinds. And there are professionals that understand how to handle all these things. So you cannot come and say, it's all this nature-nurture thing. It's all a function of understanding that if your environment is toxic, it will create something that is toxic. So if someone does not have any trace of those things in their life and they grow up in an environment where they are molested or exposed to it, it will happen. And let me throw this to throw a spanner so that they can be having something to chew on. Many of us don't realize that our mind controls our hormones and can change things within us. We don't realize. So many times when you are a woman or a man, when you are a man, when you are a woman and you are pregnant, and you are expecting that your child to be a different sex from the sex that is in the womb, you are part of those that instilled those things in those children. And that's the level I wanted to go and be discussing. So you are pregnant, and you say, I want a boy. And then you now go to do scan, and they tell you it's a girl. What goes through your mind? You are instilling, you now say, I wish it's a boy, I wish it's a boy. The child is hearing. There are spiritual, psychological laws that we can show you.
If you got to chew this one,
yes,
so I'm
telling you. So some of those things,
we have to go,
the pregnancy was part of the problem.
Time has go. I don't know.
The boy now comes out and says, you need to behave like a girl. Because you are looking for a girl.
I'm not a reason.
That's our job now.
We can take on.
So let's trouble the water, make it and chew that one.
Have a great day. Join your View Pigeon tomorrow morning, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye for now. Bye.